coach Nico Estévez. We will go ahead and get straight into questions from the media. You guys all know the drill. Please limit yourself to 2 questions per person on the first pass through, and then we'll come back around as we have time. If anyone would like to start us off. Phil?
Hey, Nico. So the team played with a lot more cohesion tonight compared to Wednesday. I just wanted to know kind of maybe what you thought the difference was, what you maybe prepared the team for going into this one versus Wednesday.
Well, I think on Wednesday we had for me, these 2 games are an example of the progression of the team, right? How we are giving steps, how we learn from our defeats, how we learn throughout changing shapes. A good game against Cincinnati. I think we were cohesive in that game also, besides some moments where we lost our shape. I think it's not like we weren't cohesive. It's probably today we were 90 plus minutes cohesive, and then I think it's important that everyone understand that building a team, building chemistry, cohesion, and it takes time because there is a lot of new players, and it takes time, and then the players play with the pressure on winning. We got some wins at the beginning of the season. Now I think today it's what we want to become, a team that is able to perform the way that they perform against the best team in the West. It's like in the league probably right now. Then we're giving a lot of praise to Vancouver about how amazing team there is, how hard they are, how good they are. And then they come here and we were able to, I didn't see them today. I saw one team. And even their staff, when they finished the game, congratulate us about the game and about we deserve to win the game. And for us, I said before, sometimes the reward it comes later. And we just have to deal with that pain. That we are not getting what we deserve. We deserve against Atlanta more, and we deserve against Vancouver more. But I think the team is getting there. I think me as coach and as a staff and the players are connecting, are finding ways to get the best of our players, and also how we can push them in a way that they can perform individually better. And it was one of the objectives today, like everyone raised the level up. And I think we saw really good performances today, and we just have to keep going with that.
Still, though, you didn't make your first sub till 82nd minute, and I'm just wondering, I mean, is this kind of the same thing that you talked about on Wednesday with Atlanta, that you thought the goal was coming with the players that you had on the field?
Yeah, and the thing is like we had only one central midfielder, Duber in the bench, and our defensive shape was working really well. In the 4-3-3, 4-1-4-1 that we did in moments, and we only could change one of the central midfielders, and we didn't want to change the shape. This is why we didn't do much subs. I think also the players were having a good game, and when you are having a good game, you deserve to stay on the field, and I think they earned it to be there. And we'll have a game on Wednesday. We'll have to see how we recover and how everyone is fresh. We have to also take into account like it's an Open Cup game. It's 90 minutes plus possible extra time. If it's a draw, then we need to evaluate well how we're gonna approach that game, what plays we're gonna use, and when they get tired, how we make the subs in the right way.
Colby?
Just what's the frustration level of just not getting a goal in there when you have that kind of performance?
I mean, it's obvious, you don't win. If you don't score, you don't win. And I think we did an amazing work today to deserve a goal. We have several really good shots from really good spots. Top of the box, free players. Their goalkeeper made amazing saves to Buka, to Brandon, to Sabo. And I think we just need to, Mirto, I think we just need to keep going. And it's like, it's a pity. There is sometimes that you have one shot and you score a goal and you win, and there is other times that you do everything to do it and you don't. But if we go back to when we play against them and they kill us, for me, the only difference today between that game is that we didn't score the goals that they scored to us, but we could have scored those 3, 4, 5 goals today.
What did you think about Mirto's performance today, and then just in general? And I know statistically he's off to a slower start.
Yeah, and I remember his first year when he arrived to Spain and to Granada, and he had a slower start. And he needs to get used to the league. And today, to be honest, I asked him to do a difficult job on the defensive side because they were overloading in the first half that side. And he did an amazing job helping Mirto, helping Savovic to defend that side because they are a very dangerous team in that side with the winger coming inside, the fullback going high, and Sebastian creating that overload plus Cubas that sometimes in the center back that joined that. Then I think he had a lot of to put a lot of effort on the defensive side, but also on the offensive side, he had an amazing runs. And I remember right now one that Brandon, if he placed him in behind, he could have a 1v1 situation. Then I think we just need to connect these last pieces to have even more chances than the ones that we had today.
Stu?
Coach, you mentioned a week or so ago about how May was so busy with so many matches, and you're only halfway through. You mentioned Wednesday night against Houston in the Open Cup. You've got 3 more matches this month of May. You talked a little bit about how you're evaluating your players for Wednesday night. What about going forward after that? Is there a concern for endurance going through the rest of the month of May?
I think we don't think much more than the next game, and after we evaluate, it's not about concern. We know they're going to have players to rest, and we're going to have to give minutes to other players, and we just in these 2 games, I felt that we had a great opportunity to get the 3 points. How the game was going, I thought that we were there, and I didn't want to change anything because the guys were performing in a really good level in order to get the points. And but for Wednesday, maybe it's different, and we have to make more changes in the starting lineup and then during the game, and we'll see how we recover for the next day.
Jimmy?
You mentioned keeping the same group together to try to build some cohesiveness. Tonight, Bukhari seemed to find an extra gear. Can you just talk a little bit about what was different about tonight?
I mean, maybe my tone was different with everyone today because I was very hurt when we lost 5-1 there. And we sometimes have to take personal, we have to push, And the first thing, reviewing this morning, I was reviewing the game again. And the first thing that stood out to me is like, we didn't win our matchups. And I told everyone, you better win your matchup today. And I think it worked very well. And our guys stood up, and then they were better than their matchups throughout the game. Brian White, Then it's about mental toughness, It's about resiliency. It's about desire to win. It's an opportunity to beat a really good team and take it. Is an opportunity to play with determination as a team. And as I said, I think we are playing more together. We're keeping more, and this is the other thing why I'm keeping more the same players is like to keep building that cohesion and that connection that is needed to be a good team.
Eric?
Yeah, Coach. Your team looked to deploy a pretty aggressive press tonight. Was that kind of the plan to disrupt Vancouver before they could settle into their rhythm?
Yeah, it was 2 plans. It was moments that we choose on goal kicks to high press them, be very, very aggressive, in order that we could they are spread, and then we can win the ball and get good opportunities in transition. And it was more like a medium block. To high press, like force them to play backwards, and then from there build pressure. And I think the team did a very good job on that against a team that is very comfortable with the ball and has good quality players. And besides goal, they had the entire first team, and I think we did a really good job on the defensive side to not let them create much.
Yeah, and then kind of on Buka, he seemed to be on the ball in the penalty area a bit more tonight. Was that kind of a point of emphasis to try and get him on the ball in those dangerous areas?
Yeah, and then it was a game plan designed how we could find him more like a straightforward, more with diagonal balls, more earlier in the game in order to put press on them.
Jorge?
Profe, por una parte, pues sí se vio que el equipo dominó, pero también usted vio de repente a Vancouver un poco sobrado, así como descansaron a jugadores. Ya cuando entró la Borda y cuando entró Nelson, como que se niveló hasta el 75, pero como que ellos salieron no tan preocupados para enfrentar a Austin. ¿Eso lo aprovecharon o es...?
Yo le doy todo el mérito a nuestro equipo, porque al final la Borda no ha jugado ni contra Miami ni contra ningún equipo de los que han ganado y han sido mejores. Ha estado jugando Ocampos y ha estado jugando Johnson y los cambió porque los estábamos reventando. Entonces creo que es más crédito a nuestros jugadores porque estaban haciendo un partido muy bueno y ellos se vieron desbordados ahí y tuvieron que hacer cambios para sostener al equipo.
Y habla también de Bucari. Bucari hoy tuvo más contacto, pero sigue sin marcar y sin tener números en sus estadísticas. Pues, ¿cuál es la idea? ¿Que darle más oportunidades?
Sí, claro. A ver, después del partido que ha hecho hoy, tiene que tener oportunidades. Mira, los jugadores también hay que entender que, pese a que llegó el año pasado, es una liga nueva para él y un país nuevo, tiene a su familia fuera, que no ve desde Navidades. Entonces hay situaciones también que debemos de entender como seres humanos y como personas, y tenemos que ayudar a los jugadores, y él está teniendo y dando pasos hacia donde nosotros queremos llevarlo, y yo creo que es cuestión de tiempo y ojalá pueda darnos las alegrías, porque hoy creo que tuvo acciones muy buenas para poder asistir o marcar. Y bueno, tuvo un cabezazo buenísimo en la primera parte, el 1 contra 1 que tuvo, que paró el portero muy bien, y luego varias acciones de peligro con centro, ¿no? Entonces vamos a seguir apoyándole y apretándole para que pueda darnos lo que sabemos que él nos puede dar.
Phil, we'll come back to you.
Yeah, you had some rather animated conversations with the fourth official about minutes 70, 75. Can you talk about what you were seeing there?
No, I didn't tell anything. I saw the 2 minutes. I said, I'm not gonna fight for this one, because I mean I don't understand, but it's whatever. Usually it's not coming from here. It's coming from Atlanta. No, Atlanta is where the bar.
Arlington.
No, I think
it's Arlington, yeah.
No, Arlington is for the World Cup,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
But I thought it was in Atlanta because I thought it was there. But whatever, for whatever praise, the minutes added coming from there. I'm not sure because in the substitutions, it took longer than normal from them when they made a couple substitutions. Not sure why. They did 2 subs on the halftime. Maybe they didn't count with that. They probably review very quick the incidental plays during the game. I mean, there is a couple of fouls that and throw-ins that were in our way, and they were calling to their way, and it was like for me, that is easy to see that other things, and then they got it wrong, but it's okay. They had overall a good game.
Okay. And then just wondering, looking ahead to Wednesday, Dessler and Taylor, is there availability for them, or what's your...
No, I think they're progressing. For example, Danny and Mikel are training with the group. The only thing is Danny is not able to shoot yet, but he's doing every possession, every drill that we are working with him. Mikel is already crossing and training full with us. We'll see. We'll see how we can evolve this week. Ambition them more for the next week than for this week. But for me, Mikel is more day to day. Maybe Danny also at the end of the week. Maybe it could be a day by day. and maybe for the next week. I think Robert more for the following week or the next week. Yeah.
Colby?
Yeah, guys like Wolf, Gallagher, Brandon, Biro, Svatak that played a lot of minutes. How do you balance a lot of minutes in heat? How do you balance, trying to go for a Wednesday without like running some guys into the ground?
I mean,
If that makes any sense.
you have to think about, and this is the tricky thing about the Open Cup, right? Or any cup game that has extra time. It's like you cannot plan a game for 90 minutes because you don't know if it's going to be 120 minutes. Then for those guys, it could be difficult to go 120 minutes if we are completely honest, and we have to find a balance between how much minutes they play and if he's starting, if he's coming from the bench, and have a strategy that these players maybe can go 60, and then the other players, if it's extra time, go other 60, something like that, or 50 and 70, something that it could work in that way. We have to plan it. We still like recovering from this game, but we'll plan accordingly. And we are very, very excited about this game, cup game. I think it's a good opportunity for us to keep giving the right steps forward in order to put the team in a position to play the next round.
Talk about the position Owen's in. Josh will be coming back here for the first time. Have you had any conversations with Owen? Be a little bit of a strange scenario for him.
I don't know. I think he's a mature guy, and I don't think he bothers him much. He will try to win his dad, and that's it. And his dad will try to win his son, and that's it.
Jorge, we can come back to you.
Houston lleva 3 ganados de los últimos 4 juegos. Ahorita está ganando. Yo creo que van a ganar 2-0. Están en Dallas ganando 2-0. Es algo pues que va a ser difícil el miércoles. ¿Qué tanta seriedad nosotros le tenemos que dar o le podemos dar a la Open Cup?
Bueno, yo creo que al
De
final
ganarla, digo.
A ver, yo lo que haría es más ir partido a partido, es decir, ahora enfocarnos en recuperar, en preparar el bien partido contra Houston e intentar ganarles, ¿no? Y entonces, pues bueno, estamos en la siguiente ronda, pues ya estamos más cerca, ¿no? Y bueno, yo me centraría solo en un one game at a time, ¿no? Que se dice, ¿no? Un partido cada vez. Y de Houston, al final, mira, lo que es importante es un equipo que lleva mucho tiempo con el mismo entrenador, que han tenido lesiones importantes y que por eso han tenido una entrada de liga un poco más lenta a nivel de resultados, pero ellos han hecho 2 años seguidos playoff, han ganado una Open Cup recientemente, entonces es un equipo que ha hecho más cosas que nosotros, por ejemplo, en los últimos 2 años y tenemos que aceptarlo y tenemos que, como con Vancouver, ponernos delante y ser el mejor equipo, y luego pues bueno, hay días que entra y puedes ganar y otros días que no, pero queremos volver a ser un equipo que va por la victoria y que es merecedor de ganar, ¿no?
Y algo un poquito acerca de la afición, la última. Hoy estuve preguntando porque hubo menos gente hoy que contra Minnesota, quizá hubo más gente que contra El Paso, y le pregunto a la gente, ¿por qué la gente ha dejado de venir? He preguntado, muchos me han dicho que es por el espectáculo, que pues prácticamente los ceros. ¿Eso es algo que ustedes tienen así como, pues no sé, como en mente la afición de repente está dejando de ir? ¿Algún comentario que me quiera dar de eso?
A ver, yo creo que nos apoyan muchísimo, estamos encantados con la afición, nosotros estamos dando todo para darles lo que ellos quieren. Yo tengo la mentalidad, ¿no? de cuando he sido aficionado, hincha y ultra, estar en las buenas, estar en las malas, al final la pasión y lo que uno tiene por un equipo, pues bueno, queremos que las cosas vayan bien, pero sentimos su aliento, sentimos su apoyo y creemos que estamos dando los pasos adecuados para darle esa alegría a los aficionados. charla antes del partido tenemos en mente ellos, ¿no? Queremos hacerlo por ellos, queremos hacerlo por nosotros, por nuestras familias, pero por ellos, ¿no? Para que cada vez que vienen nos apoyan, puedan disfrutar. Y hoy creo que ante un equipo muy bueno, que seguramente, y siendo sinceros, todo el mundo pensaba que íbamos a perder el partido y que nos iban a pasar por encima, pues yo creo que no pudimos ganar el partido, pero nosotros fuimos los que llevó la iniciativa y el control del partido y fuimos los que más hicimos para ganarlo, ¿no? Por lo tanto, yo creo que la afición también tiene que valorar esos pasos y no quedarse solo con el resultado, porque al final yo creo que a veces el resultado es un factor difícil de controlar, pero lo que hemos puesto en el campo es más fácil de controlar, y creo que si seguimos poniendo esto en el campo, tarde o temprano la balanza tiene que decantarse por nosotros, ¿no? De nada.
Anything else for Nico before we wrap? All good? All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Nico.
guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
everybody.
night.